I'm ready for the UFC, you know? Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. If you haven't learned my sense of humor by now, well, the funny thing is I think a few people have figured out my sense of humor.
Couple, yeah.
Huh? You would agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me zing on these stair plates. Pool's filling. So I'm going to be switching over to the T25 screws here with the Torx head bits. Basically, I'm not a big fan of using the Phillips head screws because they strip real easy. You want to come right in? Want to come right in? Get a better angle. You can keep your shoes on. There's some soft spots where your heels are going to go in, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's always a better view from inside the pool, you know? You can do cool things like that. Yeah, see, I like to wear a flat shoe when I'm walking around. A lot of people will come in barefoot. Even my boss does it all the time, but what happens is when you're walking around, the heel makes a perfect round indentation in like a patch that you might have made. I mean, it's no different than watching the concrete guys when they're finishing off their stuff. They're doing it on little foam pads and stuff like that. But, all right, here we go. We got our top right and our top left. We got our end one. I made sure to label the right and left. Of course, my writing is not the best in the world, but like I said, you get done with this, then we got to shoot to Hatfield to drop a pump for tomorrow. All right, so I don't know if you can see come over here so you can see what I'm doing here, or maybe come around this way. This is real important. A lot of people were reaching out to me and they wanted to know how to do this. So, you know, that gasket is somewhere over here. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just unhook the liner so that I can see where that screw hole is. So right now my thumb is on the first screw hole. Now you could do it. You could take an awl, poke it like that. You know, it's always there. I've seen certain people pre-attach these screws in and then hang the liner, and then they kind of work it out from there. I'm super nervous to try that, Matt, if you're watching. All right, so I take my sandal off, put my foot on the bottom, start this first one off. Now this first screw I do not tighten all the way. I'm just getting it started, okay? I'm setting my chuck on like an 8 or a 9. I feel it, make sure we're straight coming down. And I should be able to just see how the screw's not up, see how grabbed there? All right, you never want to force it. So that one can go in all the way. So once I have these first two in, then I take my foot and I do this. Watch. See, I'm just really working that liner in there. Stretched in all as good as it can be there. And send them in. This is the non-exciting part, but I know a lot of people are wondering, a lot of people get nervous about stair plates. Really not much to be nervous about. with these types of stair plates, because these are really good ones that hold up well over time. You see they got the little plastic on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
plasticky.
All right. Oh, my drill just died. There's a battery on the end of that radio, right? These cheesy small batteries, they could be time for a new drill too.
Yeah.
You know, another thing I should point out, climbing in and out of the pool, be careful. It's super easy to pull some of that stuff in. Last thing you want to do at this stage of the game is make a mistake and put a hole in the liner. All right. So let's go and we'll do the other side. Some situations you can keep going down and right across, but the liner's fitting so well that I don't really have any concerns. So I'll come over here to the left. Hey, we got an inch of water in the shallow. I will grab my awl. We know that that first hole was somewhere in there, but like I said, I mean, to know for sure, don't be afraid to just peel this off. Unhook and just, you know, get a visual. Look at it. It's okay. You're gonna lose a little bit of suction, but not much. Now I can see that hole. All right. So I can see the hole. Fear no hole. Poke it. Make sure I'm, this is my top left. Get it started. Again, do not tighten this one all the way. I'll explain why I don't tighten that one. Make sure we're nice and straight. Make sure it's grabbing and you're not forcing it. See? See what I'm saying? So when that happens, you know, just take your awl. Just make sure you're in that right spot. Make sure the awl is great. It'll tell you if there's a hole there or not. See? No forcing. The screw goes in all by itself. Because if you force it in, what you're doing is you're making a new hole and you're not realizing it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Exciting, right?
Yes.
I love these Torx, the Torx bit screws. Oh, I dropped the screw. Pick it up right away. Again, I got to go back and hand tighten these with my hand drivey. We're going to keep rolling and do the whole shebang. Okay, now we'll start on the bottom one. So we had a few extra screws that we can rock. So now I got a bag of new screws right here. Man, it feels like rain, don't it?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna take, you watching? I'm gonna come over here on this side so you can see better. Come on, man, don't fail me on this recording stuff, buddy. I need you. All right, so we're gonna come down here. I can see my old hole right here. All right, I'm just gonna poke it. So I know that that's the hole. All right, so I get my screw started. I know where the hole is. Now as I'm coming in, I'm noticing that I'm getting bound up on that bottom thingy there. So I just want to cheat that out the way there a little bit. Make sure it's. Now you can see that the stair plate's really crooked right here, right? So bring it back up, level it out. If you don't feel confident that you're going to find the hole, use the awl, and then just send it in. Okay, so now I can come back and I can redo these. I'm confident that I'll be in the same hole. But now that once I've got these two first started, I feel fairly confident that I can just keep going right across. And there might be a slight little dip, so I might pick it up a little bit, but pretty much you'll be able to just go one at a time. Feel that you're going in the hole, not forcing it. Tighten them down. Alright. We're getting close to using my new screws, which are working. See, I was worried that when I went to go use my new screws, mine are a little longer, so I was worried that I was going to be hitting the concrete on the back, but luckily they worked. It's nothing worse than when you go across and you're hitting concrete, you're hitting something, another screw. But I've had a lot of requests on doing stair plates, so I'm trying my best to give you guys a nice view, nice instructions. How many minutes are we in on the whole thing?
40.
40 minutes from when we started.
Yeah.
Wow. That's efficiency right there.
It is. That's pretty good.
See, I can't see what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I look at you, it's like this is what I see. Like, you know what I mean? But I forget that you can see what it is.
Yeah, like I'm looking through the...
I do the same thing to my wife, so don't feel bad. I'll look at her and I'll be like, "Are you even recording me right now?" She'll be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, looks like I'm like looking
And
at
I
my
forget,
feet.
I forget how boring it is for you too. But we're gonna be shutting it down quick here. I just wanted to kind of do this so everybody can kind of see how it's done. And the homeowners just came out.
What?
Someone just came out taking pictures.
I think so.
I peeked up at the corner of my eye and I saw somebody walking back in the house. All right, so I'm getting down to the end here. Same thing. I want to make sure that, see how, like, you see how it's hitting that bottom stair plate right there?
Yeah.
So when I get over there, I'll undo these two screws so that comes in there a little nicer. So the liner's stretched in real good, but I don't want anything to break, you know what I mean? So if I just take those two out, move that over just a little bit, everything goes back in. Make sense?
Yeah.
Screw those back in. Screw these back in. All right, everything's compressed. So now what I'll do is I'm going to put my slipper back on, my sandal back on. Oh, there was a screw right here. I felt it when I put it was under my shoe and I felt it.
Wow.
But I didn't step on it all the way. As soon as I felt it, I was like, whoa. That would have been bad. So now I'm just going around with my hand drivey, making sure they're all tight. Seeing if any of them are just going to turn and turn or if they're all going to bite. You know, and this, again, stair plates are they can make or break the whole job. They really can. The liner's in, the vacs are running, but you're still doing stuff. The lights, same thing. The lights can ruin a job. And it's nerve-wracking. But these are all grabbing pretty good. These are all really good screws. The stair plates I was doing the other day. But see what I meant about that wall seam now?
Yeah.
So now the wall seam's on, and all you got is just that little bit right there.
Mm.
And that's why it's important to have that marked out right there. Mason doesn't know that there's people behind him right now. Should I tell him?
How's it going?
Alright, so I left that screw out. So I'll take my knife, check my blade, start at the bottom, come up, start at the bottom, come over, make that little cut there. I like to start in the corners and work out. I found that when I come into the corner, there's more of a chance to slip off. And there'll be a little bit down the bottom there always. Alright, so now what I'll do is I'll finish my cut right here. Tuck that back in. Bring it over. Finish my cut. Now I can screw down, or now I can tighten down this screw up top, because if I had to, move that or do anything funky. So this is pretty much it. We're gonna do a really nice closing down of the video. So I take the bottom cover here. Clip it on one side. I'll come down about halfway, and then I come to the other side to see like where that's gonna fall. Sometimes it's a little long, sometimes it's a little short, and you can kind of come back the other way. That one went well. Now we have the two sides. This little rubber piece came off. So to fix that, I'll loosen this screw up a little bit. Get that sitting on there a little bit better. Tighten it back down. So I'll take the bottom first, clip it in, slide it into that little rubber there. Come up a little bit, slide it into this rubber. Smack it down. Do the other one. Start on the bottom, clip it on. Push it down into the rubber. Come up here. Push it up into the rubber. And punch it on. Alright. Steve got it pulled. Mason on the camera. Good
Works out.
teamwork all around.
Yep.
Job's done. We're pretty much done. We're off the Hatfield. So again, I mean, that's the way we do all our stair plates. You know, I just, again, there's tons of ways you can do it. Plywood, filter sandbags, double-sided tape. You can get weird any way you want. But I like to have that liner sucking in just right where it needs to be. So you're not doing anything funky, especially on these 2-foot radius corners right here. You know, if you're doing it ahead of time, you know, and the liner's just not stretching right. I mean, look how the liner is just perfect. So as it fills up, you know, you don't want it stretching away, you know. So I'm fairly confident we're not going to have any problems. And I'm fairly confident that this is going to be another happy customer of Giuliano's Pools. And I don't know, can you think of anything else?